You're a vet who can even cure cancer. But after curing your blind girlfriend's AIDS, she wanted to marry into a rich family. She bribed 18 patients you once saved, sued you, and claimed you practiced without a license, demanding at least 50 years in prison. But you just laughed, because you got a disease transfer system. No matter what illness, one touch from you and it's cured. And you can also transfer the absorbed diseases to others. In just 1 month, the patients you healed kept growing. You thought you'd become a respected healer. But those people, for money, ignored your life-saving grace and sued you. Since kindness gets no reward, you'll just give back all their diseases. In court, you look at the first victim, gritting your teeth. Granny Do, look carefully. Did I really hurt you? Back then, you felt sorry for her old age. You treated her for free and even paid her a few hundred. Who knew this is how she'd repay you? That's right, you tricked me into taking fake medicine. It didn't work. And you scammed me out of over 100K in savings. You bastard, give me my money back. Granny Do went all in, turned into a total Karen. Stormed up and slapped you hard. That slap was loud. You laughed in anger, and it woke you up completely. Your eyes turned cold. Ding! Heart disease transferred. Karma, 1. Brain cancer transferred. Karma, 1. High blood pressure transferred. Karma, 1. Current karma, 96. These 3 diseases were the ones you took from her before, now returned in full. Granny Do didn't notice a thing. She kept coming at you, thinking she'd get the biggest payout. Finally, a cop had to drag her away. The next 17 victims were even uglier about it, making up fake charges for more money. Little did they know, as they slandered you, you gave back every single disease. Terminal 1 stayed terminal. No terminal illness, double dose. Then the judge spoke coldly. Defendant, do you plead guilty? Just as you were about to speak, a pleasant but urgent voice cut in. Wait! You turned around. A tall, elegant woman rushed in. You instantly recognized her. Shah, the last patient you cured 3 days ago. She had a rare heart deficiency disease, needed expensive imported meds to survive. You cured her with 1 touch. She offered you $1 million after, but you refused. What you didn't expect was her showing up here. Is she here to frame you too? While you wondered, she just spoke to everyone. I request to defend the accused. The whole room went silent. Even you were stunned. Shah handed documents to the judge. These transaction records prove my client only made $3,000 total and caused no harm to the victims. However, for unlicensed practice, my client is willing to accept fraud charges and pay all fines and compensate the victims satisfactorily. The 18 victims panicked. No way! This scammer must be punished. Make him pay and go to jail! We'll never forgive him otherwise. Shah turned, eyes cold. In court, every statement carries legal liability. All these amounts you claimed can be traced. Are you sure they're all real? The 18 went pale, because they made it all up. Then, Shah continued, for my client's mistakes, we offer $5 million in total compensation. The 18 froze, then coughed excitedly. Deal! As long as he compensates our losses, we'll forgive him. And just like that, with 3 bangs of the gavel, the judge announced, Defendant Song Dong, guilty of unlicensed practice. Fraud, combined sentencing, total compensation of 5.69 million went, and lifetime ban from practicing medicine in Dragon Country. Gavel dropped. The courtroom and live stream exploded. That's it? Pay some money and no jail time? Trash, get out of Dragon Country. You walked out of court amid curses and insults. To thank Sia, you tore the settlement letter into 3 pieces for her and told her, these 3 slips can be redeemed for 3 favors from me. Shah was confused, but out of politeness, she took them and left. What she didn't know was, these 3 shabby pieces of paper would one day be fought over by countless tycoons in Dragon Country. Dr. Sung, can we talk? Suddenly behind you appeared a bearded foreign man with 2 foreign bodyguards. You turned to face him, not surprised at all. This foreigner's name was Herbert. He had terminal cancer. Western medicine had given up on him, so he came to Dragon Country to try his luck, and ran into you after you cured him. Herbert offered you hundreds of millions to go abroad, but you refused. Back then, you still had a naive heart set on saving people. But now you said, give me $1 billion. In 6 months, I'll come as a student and practice medicine there for a year. Why 6 months? Because before leaving, you gotta settle all your scores first. Herbert nodded without hesitation. Just like that, you looked at the $1 billion on your phone, took a cab to the nearest dealership, and dropped 1.6 million on a Porsche Panamera, enjoying a feeling you never had before. You laughed at yourself. Damn, I was too used to being poor. Got this OP system, and all I wanted was to be some saint. Your eyes turned cold. Time to go settle things with that bitch. Meanwhile, in a rental apartment, babe, you sure this is the secret formula Song Dong used to cure people? A guy in a designer suit looked doubtfully at some Chinese herbs. With his medical knowledge, He could tell these were just basic supplements. Wu Yaxue pretended to be upset, pouting, "I betrayed my boyfriend for you, and you still don't trust me?" Liu Xiangfeng felt a flash of disgust, but kept smiling and pulled her close. "I'm just making sure. After all, this formula is our future. It's legit." That idiot would act all mysterious, check their pulse, then make them drink a soup made from these herbs. Even my eyes were cured this way. That moron tried to tell me he had superpowers. What a joke. Hearing this, Liu Xiangfeng dropped his last doubts. A wicked grin appeared. His hands started wandering over her. Just as things were about to heat up, the door burst open. Someone who shouldn't be there appeared before them. It was you, who drove over in your Panamera overnight. Both of them jumped in shock. Your eyes locked onto Liu Xiangfeng. This guy had approached you before, claiming to be from Liu Pharma Group, wanting to buy your formula to help more people. He raised the price from thousands to 100K, but you had no formula, so you refused. Now seeing this scene, even a fool would get it. The ones behind everything were these two snakes. Seeing you figured it out, Liu Xiangfeng didn't hold back. Instead, he got cocky, walked up holding Wu Yaxue. "I gave you a chance and you blew it. You think a nobody like you can fight me? I could end you in minutes." He even slapped your face to humiliate you, but you just smiled. You asked for this. Ding, erectile dysfunction transferred. Karma 1. Rabies transferred. Karma 1. AIDS transferred. Karma 1. Your karma tanked from 66 to 44. Meanwhile, Wu Yaxue dropped the act too. She sneered at you. "Song Dong, if my eyes weren't degenerating, and I'd need your corneas in 3 years, you think I'd pick a broke loser like you as my boyfriend? Truth is, for 3 years, in my eyes, you were just a dog I could summon any time. But you got lucky with that formula and fixed my eyes. Otherwise, your eyeballs would be gone by now." Then she looked at Liu Xiangfeng sweetly. "Now I belong only to Mr. Liu." Then she kissed him right in front of you. Total savage move. Of course she didn't know. Liu Xiangfeng now had AIDS. While they were making out, you brushed past Wu Yaxue on purpose. Ding! Eye degeneration transferred. Karma 1. This time, you only gave back the eye disease you took from her. The rest, Liu Xiangfeng will handle that. After all, killing her too fast is no fun. Liu Xiangfeng glared at you, sneering. "Still here? Wanna watch?" You plopped onto the couch. "Sure. Keep going. I'll cheer you on." Both of them froze. Did he go crazy? Wu Yaxue shot you a venomous look, then turned sweetly to Liu Xiangfeng. "Babe, ignore this loser. Let's go to your place. Way nicer than this dump." "Okay." You watched them leave arm in arm, smirked, and left the apartment too. But after a few steps, you suddenly felt dizzy and your face went pale. Just then, the system spoke. Host has a disease carrier constitution. Absorbing diseases builds karma and strengthens you, but transferring diseases drains your health. If karma goes negative, host may die. You took a sharp breath. Gotta open that vet clinic and stack karma. While thinking, a few steps later, you heard a faint whimper. Shining your phone light, you saw a filthy stray dog, barely alive in a gutter. Its legs were tied with wire, and a bucket was strapped over its mouth, clearly done by someone on purpose. You sighed and pulled the dog out. The moment you touched it, the system chimed. Ding. Detected. Dog. Diseases. 8. Skin disease, eye disease. Respiratory illness, ear infection. Then, you placed your hand on the dog and activated disease absorption. Soon, all 8 diseases were absorbed. Karma went from 43 to 51. The dog seemed to know you saved it, wagging its tail and licking your shoes. You were stunned. Even a stray knows gratitude. But those people, you put the dog in your car and drove to a 5-star hotel. As you arrived at the fancy entrance, a hostess came to greet you. But seeing your shabby look with a dirty dog, she froze. Even the wealthy guests around looked at you weird. Luxury car, but dressed like a bum. The contrast was insane. "Sir, I'm sorry. Pets aren't allowed inside." The hostess snapped back to her fake smile, but couldn't hide the disgust in her eyes. Probably figured you were some new money clown. You said nothing, just calmly pulled out a World Bank card. The whole room went silent. The hostess gasped loudly. "Billionaire. Definitely a billionaire." You looked at her and said calmly, "Clean it up. Bring it to my room." "Problem? No problem." She shook her head fast. Just like that, you checked into the presidential suite. Coincidentally, in another suite in that same hotel, Wu Yaxue and Liu Xiangfeng were playing cards. Except Wu Yaxue waited on the bed forever, and Liu Xiangfeng couldn't play. All he did was drool on her, nothing else. What the hell? Why isn't it working today? Liu Xiangfeng stopped, frustrated. Wu Yaxue smiled seductively. "Let me help." She got to work, but after a while, still nothing. "Let's just sleep. Lu Xiangfeng was irritated and embarrassed. Wu Yaxue, left hanging, started feeling an itch in her eyes. Meanwhile, you slept until noon. After another fancy meal, you took your new dog, Lucky, to the food street where your old clinic was. But because of the lawsuit, the clinic was being shut down, so you turned around and walked into the noodle shop across the street. You offered 2 million to buy the place. Soon enough, that old noodle shop became Song's vet clinic. From now on, you're a vet who treats animals and beasts. The next morning, after breakfast with Lucky, you put on your white coat and waited for customers. But disappointingly, no one came all morning, so